Hey y'all, just figured I would take a second to do a little video on this 1940 Willys Coupe. I've been working on this thing for a while, maybe a year and a half. It was kind of part of a deal where the guy who owns it, they were going to build me an engine, and they did. It's phenomenal. And I was going to do like the interior and some wiring, help them wherever I could. The idea was just to get it up and running. So I've done way more than we ever anticipated on this thing, and I'm 100% okay with that because this thing's pretty awesome, and they're good people. So I don't mind doing as much as I can for them. Plus, we help each other out with all kinds of stuff all the time. So just want to go over a few things on this one. When I started working on it, it had the engine in it, but it hadn't been running 20 years, and it had never been run in the car. It was just dyno time only, and it had only been run with just the naturally aspirated. It's a 358, 360 small block. It's a Hendrick NASCAR engine. It's an SB2. It's got SB2 heads. It might actually be an 18-degree motor. I'd have to double check on that, but it's got like Hendrick everything in it. It even had Hendrick valve covers until they decided to put these. They came up with their own line of billet valve covers, and they put those on there. I think they look great. I like that script in there too. Gibbons Motorsports, Mooresville, North Carolina. Check them out. So the basis of this is that this guy had been he raced NASCAR for years, and up in Canada and in some of the Busch Series here and stuff, and so he had been in racing for a long time and accumulated a lot of racing type items. And so the engine, as part of that, as you can see, it's got NASCAR brakes on it, Brembo brakes. Those upper control arms, I believe, are NASCAR stuff. This chassis, when I started working on it, was just a bare metal chassis. It was rusty, and they had built the chassis from scratch. That's actually a good example of what this is. This car, except for the body, the actual fiberglass itself, is all built by someone. It wasn't like not a lot. There wasn't the parts that were ordered or parts that we had, but it's essentially all fabricated, all hand built, all by craftsmen. So even that the headers are custom NASCAR headers, SB2 headers. The rear end is a NASCAR rear end. It's the 5x5 full floater 9-inch, but it's been narrowed a lot. And I got the other brake caliper on the ground there. Gonna put that on at some point. You can see the exhaust. It's oval. And then it actually comes from the header, and then it comes back to a massive glass packed style, and then it's oval, and it goes up outside the frame, and there's enough room to get the exhaust by the rear wheels. It might not get a good feel for it, but massive rear wheels on this. I think they're 33 by 21 by 20. So 21 inches wide on the back of this thing, or maybe they're 18 and a half, but they're huge. So anyways, the exhaust, then it turns 90 degrees again and then flattens out to go out the back of the car. You can see it underneath there. Still got to do the tips on it. Haven't really decided what to do there. When I started working on it, there was no taillights, no headlights, no grill, no fuel tank. We adapted this Cup car fuel tank to it. This, that's normally where the dry brake is, but we just I just fabricated a gas cap on it, and he's just gonna fill it up with race fuel anyways, so he'll either pump it in or dump it in. Don't have to worry about being at the pump with this. One thing I did do is I adapted I think where the vent used to be, possibly the dry brake vent or something like that. There is a fuel sending unit there now, so it's a NASCAR gas tank, but with a float in it. It's one of those floatless, where it's just a ball in a tube. So there's still got all the foam and everything. The anti-splash foam is still in there. Dash 10 lines all the way through the vehicle. I made these roll bar pieces and then wrapped them in leather and stitched them. They're a little dirty right now, hard to see, but they turned out pretty good. It's just a little something custom, kind of neat. Got the big fuel filters on there for supply and return. Pretty cool deal there. Going around the side here. You see it's got, took this NASCAR fuel tank, oil tank, which is like 4 or 5 gallons of oil, and shortened it, made a mount. This actually does fit underneath the fender of this car. Pretty cool. So another cool thing is these throttle bodies are not carburetors, they're actually EFI. You see a bit of wiring on the back there. So those are Holley Stealth 4150s with the 2x4 system on them, you know, so dual quads, which everybody likes. It's a good look, and it's fuel injected, so it's even better. When I started, inside here real quick, I actually have door panels that I made for this. They're at the house, they're not in right now, but mounted the steering column, got a brake pedal in it, got a gas pedal in it. This is a pedestal that I made for the shifter. The shifter's sitting over there because I'm building the center console for it. Battery is mounted in front of the fuel tank, but behind the rear seats. It's hard to see, but that roll bar comes up and around. It's more of a seatbelt bar. Got these gauges, odometer gauges. I believe they were their Silver Series or something. It's a classic gauge look. I wrapped that was originally a fiberglass dash panel that came with the car, and I wrapped it in black leather, did some stitching and stuff like that. It came out okay. It wasn't, you know, not my best effort, but at the same time, this thing's just made to rip. I mean, we dynamited the entire floor all the way up the tunnel. This piece is usually removable, but we made that permanent. Yeah, lots of work in this one. The you can see here, there's a lot of, this is a NASCAR radiator, just doesn't have the oil cooler on it. These hoses are just stuff that we had laying around from various builds, and you can see the brake lines, all stainless brake lines. Come out underneath here. Those are all made from scratch. I made all that stuff, wired up the whole car. I actually just turned on the key the other day, got the fuel injected, ran through the wizard on the fuel injection. Got the lights working in the back. Everything's quick disconnect, so you can take the front end off pretty quick, or even if you had to take the body off, it's not that hard to do. Didn't really run anything through the body. That's not too hard to take off. You can see the blower here, weighing 871. This alternator bracket was something crazy because it's mounted to the motor plate. There was nowhere to put that. It was, if it was too high, you know, it lines up really good there. If it's too high, it gets into the bracket. If it's too low, it gets into this thing underneath. If it's, you know, I had, you can see the clearance I have on the valve cover there, pretty tough. And then, so that is the only place they can be. So, and it doesn't have a ton of adjustment, but we're gonna stretch fit a belt on there and then tension it up a little bit. So I gotta build a tension rod for it out of some Heim joints and stuff. But yeah, it's coming right along. It's got a shut off switch there. We had to order a key for that because no one had one of those around here. It's actually a Marine deal, I guess. Got a pretty good list of stuff left to do on it, but she's definitely coming along. Yeah, it's put the O2 sensors in the other day and all kinds of good stuff. So I expect to see this one cruising around sometime this winter. I think we'll have it fired up here in short order. Fuel system's done. Gotta put some brake line, or gotta put some brake supply lines on the canisters there, and pump the brakes, get them bled out, put the rear brakes on. Yeah, underneath is even cooler on this car because there wasn't, the way the chassis was built, there was nowhere for the fuel lines to go. So we actually built tubes that run through the chassis, and the fuel lines go kind of through those tubes and then through the chassis. So it's like a dash 10 hose that goes through like an 1.5 inch piece of tubing. Maybe, yeah, 1.5 inch piece of tubing, I think it was, maybe 1.75 inch. And that looked really nice. It got kind of covered up with some heat mat and stuff that we were doing, so you can't really see it, but overall it looks pretty cool. So a lot of neat trick stuff on this. Got this big NASCAR fan on there. I did the fan relay and stuff right here. I put a little radiator hose on it. But yeah, it's really coming along. I'm pretty excited to see it make the rounds. You know, we're not gonna paint it. This is just gel coat. This is the drive shaft. Look how short that thing is. It's not even as big as the door, pretty much. And that's because the transmission is a turbo 400, but it sits way back and way down. And it was trying to keep the supercharger from sticking out of the hood, but it's gonna take some trickery to get that to work. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, this was at a NASCAR drive shaft, and we had it shortened about 3.5 inches, and it fit right in there. So pretty cool. So it's been a little while since I did that last video on the 1941 Willys Coupe. It's actually had a lot of progress. So the suspension's on it, the steering's on it, the brakes are on it, the brakes are bled. It's got a tiny little leak on the firewall. So that rag is there. You guys can see what this thing looks like sitting on the ground. It's really low. I'm gonna have to change the springs in the front. Just you know, we're just kind of putting this together with whatever we had, and what we had was the wrong set of springs on the front. So gonna switch them around a little bit because they're cranked all the way up on those coilovers, and it does not. They don't. You know, it's an inch off the ground right now. So there's a look at them big old meats on the back. I wasn't sure what size they were last time, and I don't think I can see this. I can see the size right now anyways. But yeah, they tuck right in to that fender. Oh, there's Shop Kitty. Hey, Shop Kitty. Yeah, hi. Shop Kitty's all about the adventures. Anytime there's something new in here, she's all about it. If she thinks you've got something to feed her, she'll love you to death. Oh, big stretch. You got a big stretch? Oh, yeah, there you go. Oh, she wants to play though. She's feeling feisty. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, pretty good look at the stance on this thing. It's low. It's real low. I was gonna get it up on the lift for you so I can show you some of the stuff that's going on underneath it. Some of the custom things, some of the cool stuff. So you made a big bit of progress on the center console as well. You got the steering column all set in place, brakes are in place. I've been doing a ton of wiring on this thing, but still got some to go. Need to build the sides of the center console. You see that mount that I was talking about in the last video. Got the double din radio up there, pistol grip shifter, got the power window switches in the middle there. So that's gonna be a pretty nice little setup. Gonna do a rear view. I'm gonna do a backup camera on this. If we can use it, not sure about that, but yeah, the mirror situation is never good on these whole hot rods, so we're gonna try to do a backup camera on it. Air motor fuel pump, dash 10 lines. Look at the exhaust where it changes from upright and then transitions to flat. That's so it can get past these tires here. I did check out the tire size. They are 33 by 22 by 20, R20, 33, 22, 20. So pretty wide, 22 inches wide. So that's a massive tire. I still don't think they're gonna get any kind of traction. Some cool stuff underneath here. You can see, kind of can see that tube that was added there. That's where the fuel line goes through, and that works really well because the fuel line, and it goes through the frame right there. There was not a lot of space for that to go through at all, so I had to create some creative ways to go. I designed these seat mount / body mounts. Had them laser cut, welded them all up. Turned out really nice. So the seat mounts directly to the frame on this thing. Another custom thing I built here is this transmission cooler. There is just, you start running out of room real fast on this thing, and it's real difficult to figure out where to put things. So this was the easiest way to go on this. It was basically, you know, I made a mount, hung it underneath the drive shaft. The lines go forward to to the transmission. I got a switch in there so that it'll only turn on at like 165 degrees. And so it's not just running all the time. There's a manual switch too, in case you want to shut it off. Basically, it'll be on all the time, but if you want to shut it off, it'll be automatic. Yeah, it's got a deep pan set up. We got to do some stuff with the dipstick. There's the O2 sensor for the EFI. Got a little TCI torque converter in here. This is obviously a turbo 400 transmission. Here's another look at those custom built headers, really nice. Dry sump oil system. Look at the underside of the frame there, underside of the suspension. This little mount for the transmission here, for the radiator, was already with the vehicle well before I got here. And, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but it's kind of, I don't know. Well, I need to do something with it. Obviously paint it or something, but also probably make it a little fancier, maybe punch some flared holes in it or something just to make it look like you care, because I do. And I want that to shine through on some of this stuff that I'm building. So pretty cool. Yeah, got the dirt car rack in it, real quick steering on this thing. Wheels are pretty small in the front, so steering might not work all that great anyways. But now look at those Brembo brakes on the rear. I actually welded that flange on the rear there and set the brake depth and everything, and then welded it all up, and then had this rear end. Oh, I think this rear end was painted, yeah, not powder coated. So, but yeah, man, a lot of cool stuff underneath this thing. A lot of custom, got to fit wherever you can. And I made these little aluminum block off plates for the front here. They turned out pretty good. They do double duty as covering up the front of this heat insulation material, and then also just providing a nice transition in that spot. Did that on both sides, drilled and tapped the frame for most of this stuff. You can see some of the brake lines, the way they go around everything. It's a lot of stuff in here. So, it kind of, it's not messy, but man, there's everything everywhere all the time. So, yeah, it turned out really good. So, I'll keep you posted on this one.